I just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay. Another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Camille Smith, and I would love to introduce a lovely friend, a virtual friend, but still a friend, Amanda. Welcome to the platform. Woo!
You lost your button, girl.
I know, I lost it a long time.
I miss the button every week, but thank you so much for having me, Camille. I'm pumped to be here virtually.
No, I'm ecstatic that you agreed to join. I didn't want it to be like a boring episode, but it's gonna be a lot of fun and all that good stuff. And it's funny because I met you virtually with Audrey, with the BBPA, and every week, no matter what, at like 10 or 11, we're
10 in the morning
on a Saturday. But like, it just shows that you're determined, and I remember that you learned a lot from the what is it, 13 weeks, I believe.
Oh my gosh. I think it was 13 weeks. I love that the BBPA has it all on their YouTube channel, because every once in a while I'm like, is that what we talked about? And I'll go back and reference them. I'll remember hearing that.
I know, because like with a lot of things to digest, you're just like, oh, did I learn that?
But it was so much fun. Like, probably the only reason I would ever wake up on a Saturday at 10 a.m. besides like taking a dog for a walk, you know?
Your determination is shown and all that good stuff. And what did you learn from it, actually, if you want to tell the folks?
So first and foremost, I think above all else, I learned that other people in the Black community want to learn about finances. And that was like my biggest takeaway, because I am not surrounded by people that want to learn about those things. And despite you all being in Toronto, or most of you being in Toronto and me being in Ottawa, it was very nice to show up and be like, okay, these are my people. What's up?
Very true. Because I know, especially because it's Toronto based, and it must have been quite tricky. And now it's even a little bit more tricky based on the time zone you're at right now. But you also call yourself the money saving auntie. How did you get that? How did you get that title? I want to hear this story. This is the story I need to hear.
So the title itself is a self-proclaimed title, as well as my other self-proclaimed title, which is Side Hustle Queen. Side Hustle Queen started first, and it was all from when I was with you guys in class. And my thought process was, I need to get out of debt. I'm getting out of debt before 30. This is my life dream now. This is what I strive to do.
Nice.
Money Saving Auntie started before I was even an auntie. My nephew is 2 years old. I've been debt free for 3 years now. It's almost like, it's very exciting. But it's almost like I was at a time in my life where I didn't really know where I wanted my social media presence to go. I'm not an influencer by any means, but at the time I was talking a lot about finance in general, and people were asking me questions about saving. I'm like, I don't know why you're coming to me, but it was clearly because no one really knew where to start. That is not what my social media platform is now, but at the time it was like, okay, I'm not old enough to be your nan. I'm definitely not your mama. and I probably won't be anyone's mom. So like, let me be your auntie. Like how people
Yeah.
say, like, I'm your internet auntie for this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it started.
I need to start that one. Because I like saying auntie for some reason and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And I spell it weird. Like everyone just puts AUNTY, and here I am adding the I and the E.
No, I do the I and the E normally as well.
Okay.
It must be a Caribbean thing because
It must be like my auntie. auntie.
Because I usually have it like that and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So and is there any particular side hustles that you like the most?
Oof. Okay, so I'll throw it out there. I've done a lot of side hustles. I've delivered food. I work for and like kind of still dabble in. It's called Responsible Choice. It's a Black-owned business in Ottawa. And what we do is we drive you in your car home after a night out. So if you drive to the club and you're like, I'm DD tonight, and then you get the drinks start flowing and you're dancing, you're like, maybe I'm not DD tonight. We're the people that come and get you, your car, and your friend home.
Dang, I need to ask the folks, is this Toronto as well? Because I'm not saying I normally drink and drive because that's not responsible.
It's
but
not
there
the
are
responsible choice.
Exactly. But there's probably some times when you have a little few that they should actually have that everywhere. I mean, there's Uber, but still, like, for you to trust someone to drive your car and you're like pop down, oh my god.
Yeah, that is 10 out of 10 my favorite side hustle. I started with them during the pandemic. They weren't doing that at the time. They started a new kind of business with our local businesses called Love Local Delivery / Get It Local. And so it was us delivering food because I didn't want to work for Uber. I was like, I'm not going to work for Uber Eats. Yeah, listen.
I needed to know the full day. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll send you hyperlinks or whatever you need. But I really wanted to work with a Black-owned business. I really wanted to work with like locally and help the community while everyone was like going through it in 2020.
True.
So that's how I found them, and then I just fell in love. Like now I sometimes am like the event go-to person during events like ballet service. The owner really, like, we have a great relationship. He trusts me a lot, but like sometimes it's a lot of stress. I'm like, I don't get paid enough to be working with these VIPs.
Oh shoot. And I'm glad you said it, you love doing it. And then that is going to be one of the topics today is good old love, because if everyone knows, this is Valentine's weekend, you know.
Yay. Or Singles Awareness Day.
Singles Awareness Day, of course, or complicated situationship awareness.
Yeah.
However,
please. I've been waiting. Day. Yeah.
I know, because there's been a lot of memes this week that I've been seeing, and they've been outrageous.
No.
First, I'm not saying there's one I know, but for the folks that are not going to do anything this weekend, is gonna wait for what, Tuesday?
Honestly, I don't even know what it is. I haven't celebrated in so long. Hold on. Let me look at a calendar over here.
Right? Speaking of a calendar.
It is Tuesday.
And I'm glad you said calendar.
Tell me.
We have a calendar still. Frequency Event Promotions has a calendar. And as long as you are liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff, you could get one. Amanda, I'm going to ship yours.
I'm sure. I was about to be like, how much is it? Let me pay for it. Like, support our business. But if you want to just send me one for free, like, I won't say no. That'll be my Valentine's Day gift.
Boom. See, everyone gets a gift.
You get a gift. You get a gift.
Get a calendar. You get a calendar. But one of the outrageous memes that I saw was, you will. Hold on, I had to find it.
Oh my god!
It's actually really outrageous.
Like, I'm so sorry, folks who are listening to the podcast and won't be able to see this.
I know.
I'll try and
I'm,
describe it.
and I'm not gonna show it like that. Oh no, hold on, give me a second.
My phone is on mute, so if you send it to me, I probably won't see
No,
it.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
I won't send it like that. But before I find it, what is your most memorable Valentine's Day? Let's start with that.
Wow, you assume I've had one before. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. I've had a Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Back in kindergarten, we used to trade cards. No, I'm joking.
You know what? The first question I should ask is, do you
Yeah.
celebrate Valentine's Day normally?
I will say I have celebrated it.
Okay.
Not often. I think my most memorable Valentine's Day,
Mhm.
it didn't even cost any money. It was so my brothers and I actually, we ended up trying to do something really cute for our mom. And it was a labor of love.
Yes. Okay.
Because we weren't at that stage yet in our lives. So full disclosure, everyone, I'm a triplet. Okay.
Triplets.
I'm a triplet with all boys, like me and the two boys. And then we have an older half brother. So for us, our first Valentine was always our mom or our dad or whatever. So like, you know, single parent household though in this scenario. So like we tried to make pancakes for her and dye them red. They did not come out red. They're more like a brown.
Oh no.
But we knew how to use the stove. We were definitely old enough to do that.
Yeah.
Day and age, I don't know if kids are allowed to touch stoves at that age. Like I think we were 10 or 11. I don't know any 10 or 11-year-olds that are out there flipping pancakes. Jamaican household. So,
I am not judging. I am not judging. I'm loving this story, by the way.
We also tried to make like strawberry milk, but we didn't. My mom, like, we grew up impoverished, so we didn't have strawberry milk or the syrup or whatever. So we just took red food coloring and tried to like mix it. Anyway,
dang! I mean, you were able to find a way.
We had the creativity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that was definitely the most memorable. She was shocked. She wasn't mad about it until she saw the state of the kitchen after. And that was on us. We should have cleaned that up. She raised us better.
You have to do better. You have to do better.
But now, as a grown adult of 31 years old, I cannot cook unless the kitchen is clean. It's like sunk in there. It's aggressive.
You're like, nah, this is what has to happen.
This is a disaster. There could be one cup. I'd be like, I can't cook. No, I will starve.
It's like, I'm not doing it. But
I gotta clean that glass.
Right? Oh, man. Okay. I found the post.
Okay.
Found the post. So,
read me the post.
But that is actually a beautiful way to celebrate Valentine's Day, actually. And you know, it's a togetherness.
Yeah, totally was.
So the one I found was a couple more days until you find out if you're the main or the side. Good luck, y'all.
Yeah, that's wow. Well, I'm really glad you read it. For the people that didn't see my reaction, my jaw was on the floor. What?
That one, and there's probably another one that I think it says, if I'm single on Valentine's Day, I'm showing my screenshots of my DMs. So we all gonna be single.
Oh my gosh.
Don't advise that for anyone if you're a homewrecker. Oh, I should.
I was gonna say toxic behavior, maybe.
Yes, please don't be that person. If don't be that person.
That's just like, that's coming from a place of pain though. Like at the same time, if it was me, like high school version of me that didn't know how to navigate relationships, I would have been like, I'm doing it too. However, we are grown. We're in our 30s. Yep.
There's better ways to do that.
I'm connected with myself and what is appropriate.
Exactly. But there's also I think in this generation, I've noticed that it's tricky. So I'll say sometimes it's tricky on how love is looking in this generation because of the social media.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it came, where ladies, instead of looking for like actual love, they just was like, nah, I want your wallet instead. And I guess that my question to you, and I'm putting you on the spot,
Uh-oh.
are you looking for actual love, or are you looking for for the love of money, or like someone's wallet?
Okay, that long pause was not money because at the end of the day, I have been raised in a way where I make my own money, and my mom, being the only daughter and the firstborn granddaughter to like one of the first Caribbean women in Canada, like
Yes.
that has a lot of expectations. And so like
True.
it was always, you don't need no man, like that classic phrasing. But what it deeply meant was, please don't rely on other people to ensure your security and safety. However, as a sidebar,
I love that answer. But let's hear the sidebar.
so as a sidebar, I now in my 30s am looking for genuine love. I would rather be in a relationship for love. I do think financial stability is important.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like wiping out the word of love and finance, it's about partnership. And I would rather be with someone that shares passion and has similar goals as I do, so that we can build an empire together.
What? That is a lovely, not but. However,
thank you. It's just unfortunate. I think you're right. And the way that people date now in this generation. Some. Yes. I'm not saying all. I would never. I'm trying. Like, listen, this is my first time on a podcast. I'm trying so hard to say the right words because I don't want to get. Do people still get canceled? Doesn't matter because
I haven't been canceled, so you ain't gonna be.
It's Black History Month. You cannot cancel us.
Exactly.
So that being said, it's I find it really hard to date. I've been on a dating hiatus since me and my past partner broke up. And one of the reasons we broke up was because of like my side hustle queen, money saving auntie mode. So it's really interesting to think about, are women dating men for money or vice versa?
See, fellas, see, you guys had to chime in, because these are discussions I want to have, because I feel like there's battle of the sexes, and not really, it's complicated but not complicated, but it's also like, what is the fine line, or how can we both balance and keep going with love and all that? And it's interesting you say that, because do you think it's because you were too busy?
100%.
Too busy.
100%. And I used all of my free time, especially having just become an aunt. I used all of my free time to see that person who with my parents both being passed now, in my 20s, and my lifestyle and my life choices are all surrounded the fact that I do not have a backup plan. His lifestyle and life choices was, he had both parents. He has like, they're upper middle class, like nothing could go wrong except for like egos being bruised. Whereas I already grew up in poverty. So why would I want to go back there?
Facts. Dang. So
I feel like I'm spitting financial bars. Not really,
but it's true, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're going back. And I think that is something that women are like programmed, or like, I have to find someone that's a provider, protector. And I want to go forward. I don't want to ever go back, and especially if they had like a hard childhood life, they don't want to go back to that situation
Yeah. Like having,
because
yeah.
so maybe
it's already traumatic enough the first time. Like, you don't have to do it in your adulthood.
it's true. So imagine like someone like when you're in your 30s or 40s and having to struggle. So would you go for when would you go for only money? And
When I go for only money, that's a really interesting question. I don't know if he's like in his like 90s and like in the home. That's probably the only time I would go for money. Like make sure I'm in the will. You know? Like I'm partially joking, but I don't think there would ever be a time.
Mhm.
If the thing is, I think there's always a lot of, this is my issue in relationships that I'm working through in therapy. Okay. There is always promises. I am a action speak louder person. If you tell me something, I'm gonna believe you until you don't do the thing.
Facts. True.
So
True.
if someone came up to me and was like, this has happened it actually happened at Caravana multiple times this past year. It was my first time going to Caravana.
Not Caravana.
12. Every person that bumped into me in the street was like, Mama, I want to take you on vacation. I want to take you on a yacht. I want to bring you this. I want to buy you a house. Okay. Can I have the deed? Can you show me the lease?
Now, I'm glad you said that, because fellas and ladies, because I know there's some ladies that do that too. If you're going to go
Festival
based
weekend?
on your yes, but if you're going to finesse someone, especially with like showing them, oh, I could fly you out, I could do this and that. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? It's like we want, okay, you're gonna fly me out, cool. Do I want to give you any? Probably not, because you already put it on the plate that that's what you're gonna provide me. And why would I say no to being flown
out? Murder? I'm coming from a place of, if you don't know the person at all. If I have known this person for like 5 years, they happen to be in my circles, like I've seen, like not minimum 5, but like if someone has been in my circle, if they know friends of friends and this and that, and we were at like, I'm not gonna say a club because I would never but
hey, you can meet your love at a club too.
You can. Love in the Club was a literal song. However, like if this person has been around me and their first time meeting me, let's say wasn't a club. Let's use your example. Let's say it wasn't a club. They're like, Amanda, you've been around in my orbit for like 3 years. Let's go to Miami. I'd be like, A, I don't know you because I have a fear of dying, dying early. B, I'd be like, are other people coming? What are your expectations? Because I guess that's the thing. I'm very straightforward.
Yeah.
To my detriment almost, because my flirting sometimes will come off as like, a person's really weird. Or I'll just like, because these people that are coming at me trying to get my number, I'm like, my line that whole weekend, you're gonna laugh. My line was, I don't understand why I'd give you my number, because I just told you I don't live here and I'm only here for the weekend. I don't visit Toronto.
So wait, pause. So for fuckboys or men that like
love situationships,
that was the perfect line for them. Because at the end of the day, they're like, perfect. I just want to see you this weekend.
Yeah. And I'm like, no.
You're like, nah. Like absolutely sometimes it works. Absolutely not. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know how. I don't know how it works.
I'll tell you. As a woman who only grew up with brothers, it's a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. And this is the downside of like only having male siblings, right? Like you end up hearing about the tricks. I was a tomboy, heavy tomboy. until grade 8, where I was like, what's mascara? But like you end up learning the tricks and what they start whispering to each other. And also Reddit exists. Like anything that's coming off red pill to me, I'm like, no. Go away. Yeah.
So is it ladies' fault that it works, or is it like society's fault that it works?
Ooh, that's a heavy question for just little old me. I am new to the earth still in comparison to my grandmother. So
I mean,
I want to say it's, you know what? I really do think it's a societal issue. And I say that because the times I have given my number, for example, was usually because I'm trying to get out of a situation because I
yes.
don't feel safe,
Mm-hmm.
or B, know that they're just gonna like the amount of times I've been called a very bad word after saying no is like, as a percentage
Crazy.
scale, 98%. 98% of the time.
Absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? It gets worse during Caravana. So you went at the time we were like
peak worse. I will say though, I was impressed with how bold everyone was. Like it gave me an air of like, wow, maybe I am an influencer. Like this is like my DMs. Like, this is amazing. But also not to navigate it.
Caravana, I think like, okay, so if anyone goes to like carnival in a different country or crop over or Caravana, you feel like you're like,
I am very good looking. Yeah.
And even though we are both beautiful ladies and stuff,
kind of
it's crazy where you're like, that's me. But it's also gentlemen being thirsty, and there's also ladies that are being thirsty as well.
I've seen some things. I guess I determined that. So for me anyway, when I'm traveling, I'm very different from when I'm at home. Because like Ottawa, we're a government city. Everyone knows everyone. Even if they don't know everyone, like I work in an industry that is very small. Like our communications industry is very small. Everyone knows everyone. Management 3 levels above me has told me that. And I'm like, okay, I would like to keep my job. But when I travel,
it's a different beast.
It's a different version of me. It's the version that doesn't get to like openly flirt and not fear for my job security. Or like wonder if they're going to be my boss in like 2 steps. You know what I mean?
That is true, because there's like, you just feel more liberated when you're out of town, out of country. Like there's been times where I'm like, I would have never done this.
I'm that girl. I'm that girl. As Beyonce says, yeah, let's go.
But it's like society saying like, oh, if I ask this many ladies for their number, and one's gonna say yes.
Yeah.
Overall. So ladies, don't say
stop saying yes. Stop saying unless you want to. If you want to, go for it. But if you don't want to, just be like, I'm uncomfortable.
But you did say the number one reason why you gave your number, and that's happened to me, is because you're afraid that they're going to do something. And I don't know if guys actually realize this. There's been a lot of assaults with not giving your number, because rejection for guys is off the chains. Even ladies too. I'm trying to keep a balance.
Oh, I've been rejected. Easy peasy.
But I'm shocked. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
reject me.
Yeah.
Damn. Now it's my
kind of a nice
is,
reality moment though.
Who handles rejection better?
You know what? This might be a controversial opinion. I think that men handle rejection better. Like rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because, and maybe this is what's going to get a lot of heat in the comment section, but mostly because they have the practice. You only get better at something when you have practice. That's why like when I've been rejected, it felt like a stab to my heart. But if I started asking people out when I was in middle school, that's a lot of heart stabs. Like I'm thinking about like the first time someone ever has approached me and was like, can we go out, and like as a middle school infant, like I was like, what does that even mean? Turns out it meant holding hands, maybe.
Oh, no, you had to see, you had to get the notes. Will you be my girlfriend? Yes or no? That's when it started. I think that was great. A note. No,
I never got a note.
They didn't know sometimes.
No,
because I'm older. It was the note taking ended like a couple years after that, right?
You know, I don't think it did, because I wrote like love notes, but I never asked in the I asked in the little boxes, the check mark, yes, no.
Yeah. It's
really bad when you, the crushing part is when you take time to write that note. Okay. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. No, again, I was a tomboy. I only have brothers. I didn't know what I was doing. We were the same age. No one knew what was going on. Okay.
It reminds me of Simpsons when Ralph is like, will you?
I choose you?
And then Lisa's like, nah. And his poor heart was ripped.
Yes. Ralph is extremely educated in denial.
But you know what? Doesn't that mean that ladies should start asking more for dates?
You know, now that we know in 2023 that gender is a spectrum and whatever, I think it's hard to determine. I think that if you're and I've said this multiple times on my like Instagram story rants, that like if you're interested in someone, just tell them. Don't be creepy about it. Because here's my issue. When mostly Black men hit on me, I feel like it always takes a turn somewhere where I'm like, I don't know what happened. And I say that because when white men hit on me or other ethnicities hit on me, it's very much like, I would like to take you out. There's always like a plan. Like on this day, this time, restaurant, whatever. They offer to pick me up. I go, please don't. I will drive because again, I don't know you. Or Uber,
you do not know where I live.
Yeah.
I will meet you at the spot.
Yeah. Like full disclosure. And I hope that any of the men that have ever been in my DMs are listening to this, because I've said it and it's like they're not listening, but I'm going to say it again. Okay.
Say it loud and proud.
If you slide in my DMs and you go, heart emoji, I don't know what that means. And I'm not saying it happens often, because the other half of the time I'm getting DM'd by bots that are like, oh, I just want to talk to you and you can be my sugar baby and I'll send you $5,000 a month. And I'm like, I make more than that in a month, so I'm gonna ignore that. Just kidding. I don't, but like still obviously a bot. The other, like, I had such interest in one guy that I've known for years, okay?
Yeah.
And he played himself. He played himself because he got weird about it. Like I had posted on my stories something like, I'm looking for that 90s love. I want like the Kelly Rowland, Nelly love. I want someone to sing to me on a stoop. And like, I can't sing, but I will groove.
I'm not going to sing either, but I'm singing the song of.
Yeah. And I'm like, I want the kind of love where like my man's excited to see me or like they're excited to see me. They just want to hang, like we go drive in the car, we talk about everything, like
stargaze.
Yeah, stargaze, like I want a picnic, bro. Anyway, this is what I posted. It was a generic, like, this is the kind of love I'm looking for. And it wasn't like, hello, give it to me, slide in my DMs and tell me you'll bring it. Instead, he responds with like, what was it? I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't know exactly what it was, but it was definitely, you don't know what 90s love is. And I was like, we are the same age.
I almost left the screen.
Yeah. And I was like, this man.
You don't know what 90s love. Wow.
I'm like, aren't you perpetually single? And also, you had a chance and you ruined it.
When shooting your shot goes wrong.
Man, I shot the majority of the shot for him. I got it to the hoop. And instead of dunking it, he like Wallaced it. Like, what are you doing?
Yo, you know what? But Maybe he was nervous that day. And
Okay.
just
There's a little bit of backstory. I've known this man for, I hope you're listening. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. We used to work together. We used to work together. And
that was his nerves.
And like, well, we went out for drinks one time and he played himself that time too. I was like, I'm really trying right now. Okay. Like,
Oh,
and he walked me home. Cool.
Mhm.
It was fine. Like, he already knew
Yeah.
where I lived because like the group
It's
of
a
us
small
used to hang
neighborhood,
out,
yeah.
small
Mhm.
neighborhood, whatever. And he walks me home and we've had a couple drinks, literally 2. and he goes, okay, like, I want to kiss you goodnight. And I was like, was this a date? Because he said, we're going to hang out. Men, gentlemen, or anyone who's dating, gentlemen, ladies, the non-binary folks, tell the person you're going on a date, okay? Because I wasn't dressed for a date. I think I wore yoga pants and my hair was like not cute like it is today. I just basically showed up because I thought we were hanging out.
Shit. You know what?
I don't even think I had makeup on.
It's that's when society doesn't know what's going on.
I'm
Because
so
like,
confused.
you know, like you want to say it's a date, but you don't want that pressure of a date. So you're like, no, let's just hang out. Let's just chill.
100%.
But then that's when the confusion comes into play.
Yeah.
And you don't know if it's you're dating or if you're in a situationship or if you're in a relationship. And you know what? I'm guilty. I'm guilty for that because I usually say hang out too. I'm like, no, we're just hanging out. It's not serious.
But like so I have a question for you, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know if I can ask you questions on your own podcast.
You can ask me anything. Will I answer? I'm joking. No. Ask away.
Because I have thoughts on this too, and my girlfriends and I have talked about it. But like, is it more important to grow a friendship first before determining whether or not you just want to like hook up and like maybe be in a relationship? Because that's what I struggle with in like today's version of dating. Because I want a friend and then be like, okay, I like you as a person. So what are your thoughts?
You caught me. Shit.
Caught.
I will answer that. Dang. Absolutely. I would want a friendship first, but I know, and this is going to get me into shit. I know. If there's a spot where I'm like, oh my gosh, you're actually a real cool friend. I can't date you because I'll just
zone.
Yeah.
Your friend zone.
It's like it's you respect them enough. Caught me off guard too.
I know I didn't say this beforehand. I'm so sorry. Let me have some water.
You respect them enough, or you care for that person enough as a friend, and you're like, dang, I don't want to ruin this friendship that we have. So I'd rather keep you as a friend for many odd years than us getting into something and we split. Cause I know it looks like I'm what's the word? I'm not a city. Was it city girls or whatever?
Oh, I don't know if you're a city girl. I don't know.
No, I'm just making that. I'm just a quirky person that is like a hopeless romantic, but I don't really say anything of what I'm doing. But I would hate like shit. If I'm even when I'm dealing with like friendship breakups, I'm like in tears, or
you move in silence, not secrets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it would break my heart, like the person that's like my best friend and then date and then it ends. I'm devastated.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, I don't talk to me. What's wrong?
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
So
but that completely makes sense. I think it happens a lot more often than you might think, because on both ends or on all ends of dating, when you're trying to find your forever person. Because like I have a friend zone. I think everyone, doesn't matter who you are, you have a friend zone. And I think, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like no matter where you're coming from.
But the guys, and I've heard my guy friends say it. If they, even if there's a slight opportunity,
they'll take it.
They will.
Oh yeah,
they will. And I'm like, fam. So then, are we friends, or are we like? Are you just trying to get like?
That makes me wonder about the guy friends that go to people's weddings. You know, like are they being crushed that day? Like, are they watching the ceremony? Like,
you gotta watch the ones that are just like.
Like,
I could have had her.
Congratulations or whatever.
It could have been B.
The wedding gift envelope is just like an IOU on a post-it.
When he fucks up.
Yeah. You can call me for anything. Because some people don't have boundaries like that. Like when people, like let's say they do find their forever person and get married and spend the 20 grand for a wedding, etc. They're just like, there's that person that's been in the crowd, like, he'll mess up eventually, or she'll mess up eventually. Like,
am I that person?
Camille, what?
I haven't been that person.
Yet?
But I'm not.
Is that the point? I don't know your personal life. I shouldn't ask. Never mind. Don't let me call you out on your podcast. I have questions.
It's okay. But if there's never been a time where I've been to a wedding and I'm like, oh yeah, when they break up, I'm a snoop in, because that's just
messy.
It's messy. Yeah. It's not my thing. And if there's ever been a time when I went to a wedding and someone I loved, cared for, or whatnot, they wouldn't know.
Yeah.
First of all, they wouldn't know. And if I actually went, that means I want the best for you and stuff.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
But if I'm not there and I'm like virtually watching, I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm done.
Throwing the desk, throwing your own items, breaking your own stuff over this person.
I think there'd be one or two people where I'm like, I would be crushed. I'll be like, I don't want to congratulate you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's like that, what's it called? Unrequited love. You know, like, it'll never happen, but you hope, but then you hold that hope and then it's too late. But the point about the friend zone, let me take it back. I'm so sorry. You and I are hopeless romantics. I only recently discovered I was a hopeless romantic. This is chaotic for me.
You should see when I have I'm just listening to slow jams and people will know. They're like, uh-oh.
She's going through it.
I think Camille's having a moment. I'm like, just allow me, guys. And then I'm like, delete.
Yeah.
It will be like, if you ever see my statuses and you see on WhatsApp and you see the full circle.
Yeah. She's going through it.
Enjoy.
But I hang on WhatsApp, but not like that. But every once in a while I'll be like, oh, people write statuses here and it's usually you. I'm like, oh wow, okay. I don't know what
that
this means.
That means you're hidden, because I know when people are watching.
Oh, awkward. I mean, nice. But yes. I guess I shouldn't call it hopeless romance, because I have hope that I'll have romance. It definitely won't be like the movies. I mean, knock on wood it is, but I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah. I
think that romance will come in my future relationship in ways that maybe aren't the obvious. I would love to get flowers, but what I'm saying is that romantic moment will be the moment he's he or she, whatever, is mopping, dusting, and I'm like, wow, something that's actually off my plate. Because I think the big thing is you need to know your love language, and that's something I struggle with, because a lot of I'm an acts of service person. That's why I'm actions need to meet words, blah blah blah.
Me
but
too.
But if I'm doing a bunch of actions and I'm exhausted, to make that person happy, There was one relationship that I gave it my all. I'm like, this is like it. I'm done dating after this. If this person's not my husband, I give up. Like, I just threw all the spaghetti on the wall. I'm like, let's go. I took this person skydiving because he wanted to.
Yeah.
I like made so many freaking crafts. Like so many crafts. I like bought clothes.
The whole 9 yards.
Like the whole 9
But you
yards.
loved him.
Yeah, I loved him like mad. Like I was madly in love.
Oh.
His love language was words of affirmation. So he'd be like, thanks so much. I'd be like, okay. Or he'd get mad that I wasn't affirming him with words. I'm like, I just spent so much
like
money.
Reassurance.
Bought him an Apple Watch. I was like,
so what you should have done,
like,
that Apple Watch, put in the back.
Love you. My version of words
so
of
much
affirmation.
to you. Or you mean so much to me and stuff.
You do mean a lot to you though. Good for you.
But it's like I'm also worried about affirmations. Like because I'm such an overthinker, I need that reassurance as well.
Yeah.
But like I will do acts of service to show you how much I love, because it's either I can give you either my time, which is very limited.
Yeah.
And if I do give you my time, that means a lot.
Yeah, like you're gonna get something out of that.
Yeah. And then acts of service, because
acts of service,
it's I don't know. I guess because I learned that from my parents as well, because like they were married for like almost 45 years, and I saw that like give and take type of thing. Yeah. So I was like, well, that's
what love is.
I learned. So here's you're. Let me try to say it without.
It's too bad we're live.
I know. I'm like, you're tired? Okay, here's some coffee or a smoothie to boost you up. Or you're hungry? Yeah, if you're hungry, here, let me get you something. Or maybe not everyone, or like a note. I like notes. Yeah, I probably don't say I love you as much, but I try to show how much I care.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how love is to me. That is like, it's showing the reassurance, especially, and maybe I'm guilty. I am guilty of this. I would love how I'm showing you my love. I would like it back as well.
Yeah.
Do I communicate it all the time? Probably not. And that's, I think, the last scenario I'll say that I learned is that I need to communicate better.
Yeah. You know what? I agree. I don't know you like that. I'm not saying, you do need to communicate better. What I am saying, though, is I find when people are with each other and they don't have a good way or an understanding on how they communicate, it makes things much harder. Like I also struggle with that. There's definitely been times where, and I'm sure listeners can relate, you're obviously upset with your partner. You don't want to make it weird or tense, so you don't say anything. Then you're just sitting there in this weird vibe of like, I hate what this feels like. My stomach hurts. Why am I anxious? And then your partner turns to you, I'm going to do it for the camera, and goes, what's wrong? And you're like, nothing. I'm okay. I'm fine.
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. And I'm not a therapist, so I'm going to make that clear, but I go to therapy. And that opportunity of the person saying what's wrong might be the only opportunity they have for you to actually express it. And what I've learned is like sometimes I'm like still in that gross yucky feeling where like I'm about to yell at you because I hated that you like licked your fingers weird in the restaurant and then touched the glass and then touched the table and then touched my mouth. Like, why did you do that? Like, because that's a weird thing to say out loud. So instead I asked for just like, if they're asking me what's wrong, I go, I'm upset about something and I don't know how to word my upsetness or word what I'm angry about, because I don't know if it's rational. And like, or like you might not want to tell him I might be being irrational. You might not want to say that, but like
I've actually said that to a friend. So there
yeah,
was a time where I like snapped. I snapped, but I was triggered.
yeah,
And
that's normal to be triggered.
So
Like,
yeah, right. So I was triggered. I snapped. I was like, da, 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 and I just stopped talking. And they're like, "So you're not gonna talk to me?" Like, and I didn't talk to them for a couple days. And I was like, Camille, the one reason why you got triggered was the right reason, but the reason why you're not talking to them is kind of irrational.
yeah.
And you're just like, I just have to cool off and then it'll just be okay. But then I explained to them, I was like, after a while, I realized how irrational I was and I was embarrassed. So I couldn't talk to you
No, but that's
until
good.
I was cooled off and stuff.
Yeah.
Can I say that in a relationship though?
You might not want to use the word irrational, but you could say like, I mean, again, not a therapist, not a dating coach, because if I was, I'd probably be in a relationship. But
no, because we have folks like Derek Jackson that wants to be.
Bad. I don't know who that is.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry, Derek. I hope you're not listening.
If he was, then damn. He was the one that was always that guy that would, and I'm not gonna say that word. The guy that would be on the corner for women and saying like, if he doesn't do this for you, then da 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 da. While he was married, cheating on his wife and all that stuff.
Ooh,
and it got
yikes.
public.
Oh,
and
wow.
now they're getting a divorce because he cheated again.
I did not follow. I did not follow a lot of this.
I'll send it to you afterwards.
Yeah, so that being said, I think like it's almost like when you're in a romantic relationship versus a friendship, it's like your friends. I feel like people have an easier time navigating friendships because you already know the limitations and the boundaries. With like romantic relationships, you're learning it all the time. Because eventually something could just click and be like, oh, now we're off. Like you have those moments in friendships too. But like, for example, some of my friends, if I had a strong opinion about something that they didn't have a strong opinion on, or they had the opinion in the opposite, we could have that discussion. And at the end, be like, you know, whatever, let's just like continue eating our chicken wings and like move on. With a partner, like a romantic partner, that's like months and months potentially of like, I can't believe you don't feel this way. I was thinking about it. And then meanwhile, you're like, that was a discussion we had 3 months ago. Like, how is this coming up again at 3 a.m?
Interesting. You know, it's weird. And I always felt like most of my friendships were like relationships. And it's been interesting to say the least. Because not in like a romantic way, but like those arguments, like you would get into an argument, I'm like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
And then it would be like heartfelt. And I'm like, yo, why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? Are we together? Are we together? Like situations like that.
Yeah. Like are you reflecting on like your relationships with men or your relationships with women, like in terms of like friendships?
Both. Well, mostly women.
Yeah.
And it's funny when I say that because sometimes I'm like, women are so complex or complicated because we're emotional, right? You know what? It's because we're emotional. And like, I've seen friends stop being friends over things that were outrageous and that could have been solved, but because both people had an opinion and both parties are correct, but they're like, I want my opinion. Yeah, they're like, I want my opinion to be right. And I'm like,
yeah,
but you're not. Both of you are right. You just have to be like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Because that's how I feel.
Yeah, I want to take it a step back for a sec because I think the rhetoric of like women being more emotional than men is like a societal thing. Like now I'm gonna go like big brained energy for a minute. Because men are equally as emotional. I think the only difference is we as women growing up like were more encouraged to share emotions and also be embarrassed by it. Whereas men mostly were raised in a space where it's like, you should, I'm generalizing for people listening and watching.
Yes.
They were raised in a way that they either hid their emotions, and if they couldn't hide them, it's also the embarrassment. So where we were more accepting to, like, if my friend was crying on the playground, for example, we'll bring it back.
Yeah.
If my friend was crying on the playground, I would go up and be like, are you okay? Can I get you a Band-Aid? Blah, blah, blah. Whereas being a tomboy growing up around boys, if they got hurt on the playground, it was, you're a loser, you're crying. No. Like, so it's a very hard, like, I can't speak on behalf of men in general, but I feel like based on my experiences seeing my brothers grow in those spaces, it's a very hard thing to navigate.
It is, because like there are couple gentlemen that I've never seen cry. Like I've
shut it down.
Yeah. But you know what? And I was a tomboy as well. And more times people wouldn't see me cry either. So like
I used to be embarrassed. Yeah.
Like even if I'm like choking, I'm like, ooh, wow, you almost saw that. You almost saw that, but you aren't. And it's only been like a couple times people have seen me cry.
Yeah.
Over like, you know, like heart-wrenching things. And
of course.
I remember my ex, his grandma passed away, and I was like, you could cry. You could cry. He's like, I'm okay. I was like, I'm not, because I know there's some ladies, which is weird, like once they've seen their guy cry, they think less of him. And I'm like,
that's strange to me.
What?
That's really strange. What? I feel that way about passing gas. Like if I smell, hear that, I'm like, I'm out. But when it comes to crying for me, babe. I'll wipe your tears.
Exactly.
Here's a shoulder.
So
it's little, weird. But it's there. Like
it's so weird to me. And then people like say like,
it's almost like those people only see men in that light of the protector and provider. And as soon as they express emotion that happens to be water pouring out of their eyeballs, they're like, oh no, you obviously can't do these things.
You're too
exactly.
For me, which is whack in my eyes. Like, ladies, stop it.
It's weird energy.
Yeah, because you also want him to be vulnerable. And if it's weird that ladies you want that from your partner, but when you see that, then you find it as a weakness. Like, you're whack. Stop that. Like, stop.
It goes back to dating your best friend. And like, if your best friend can cry in front of you, why can't your partner?
I like that. That's actually that's a bar. If your best friend can cry in front of you, why can't your partner? And all that weird stuff.
Yeah. Like, I still love the crap out of my best friend, and we've had some like heart to hearts.
Yeah.
We've never passed gas in front of each other, which is why I feel that way.
I'm that person that can't do it personally. I'm like, come here, you okay? I'm like,
I will leave.
I'm like, I gotta use the washing. My gosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It depends how you're raised too. I think like a lot of people think it's just such a normal thing. Like, I don't even do it in front of my family. Like, I can't, and neither do they.
If someone does it to me and they're comfortable around me, then I'm like, cool. I'm not gonna judge. Just gonna hold my breath for a little bit, and it's fine. We can keep it.
Yeah. Like, if we're on a road trip, I'm like, okay, I understand. However,
tell me to open the window.
I would be rolling down the window. Like, I just love air. Look how much air there is outside. But I've also been in, I'm obviously partly being facetious. I don't know if it's obvious at this point anymore, but like, tickle wars, man, men, women, anyone in relationships, please, if someone is screaming to stop the tickle war, just stop, because chaos will ensue.
No, keep tickling.
This is-
But that's probably the evil part in me. That I'm like, I'm gonna tickle you till.
then you're gonna get tooted on, you know? That's what's gonna happen. Or someone's gonna pee.
Then I'm like, okay, this is not funny anymore.
Sorry, y'all. This is not finance related, but like it is love and relationship related. And that's what this
Exactly.
episode
And
is about.
I know we're originally gonna talk about like not like whether being like a gold digger or
yeah, let's get to that.
sugar baby and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to talk
Actually,
about it. This is a story time podcast. Please just ask me one.
Oh yes.
People
go.
vote in the comments if you want me
Right?
to come back because I have opinions.
I'm like I said before, I don't want to find love just for money and stuff. But no, man, this recession.
Yeah.
If someone wants to be my sugar daddy, by all means. But I'm joking. I'm joking.
If anyone is watching this right now and is interested in either of us, please slide in the DMs, but not like a bot. Don't be like, I just want conversation. We know what you want.
And you're not getting any sugar.
I'm a great person to take to the theater.
But
if you genuinely want platonic company, I'm your girl.
If you want companionship, I'm here.
You're right.
But I don't want just that. I don't want your money because at the end of the day, like I was raised as well, like, nah, you have your own money and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm striving for it. I am, but like there's times I get mad. I seen a post where this lady was like, if you want my number, that's $500. I'm like,
yes, I think you reposted it. And I was like, that's something I would say out of being like, go away. Because she was at a gas pump. She was trying to pump her gas. And this gentleman just decided like, this is my opportunity. So it goes, because I totally get it. But I also was like, context. We need context.
Exactly. But does it work? And if it works, I'm pissed.
I don't think it works. I really don't think it works. Just based on his
reaction. But we said numbers. Remember how you said numbers? Some stupid guy, and I'm going to call you stupid for that, is going to agree to that.
Yeah, that's true. She's playing the odds. She's doing the exact same thing, but that's not how society will see it because they're just like,
she belongs to the streets.
I mean, and good for her for being like, my time is valuable. And also like, I'm trying to pump gas into my car and you're approaching me. Please go away.
I wonder how she thought 500. Like, do you think that was the cap that she's
I think she just panicked throughout a number because I'll put it out there. I've said some wild things when guys have asked for my number. As opposed to like, I don't live here, so no. Like what? Because I've also asked someone, what is your goal? And they're like,
that's
what?
A good question.
Like, if I give you my number, what is your intention? What is your goal? And that's what I tell people in my DMs. Like, I just want to get to know you. That is not a goal, sir. Well, I guess it is. It's a minimal goal, but for what?
Oh, he wants to get to know you. That's for sure. Like in a different way.
And that's just what I mean. It's like, so your intentions are not pure because if you truly just wanted to get to know me, you would be asking me questions like, tell me about your life experiences. Like you wouldn't be like, I just want to see your butt. Like, what the hell?
Which is what I'm not saying all, but some. But I like that question. I should ask that question more often. What are your intentions?
What is your goal? What is your intention? You pretend you're your own parent. What is your intention with this human?
And just be honest at the same time. Be honest. Like, and I'm gonna say this: if you just want to get over someone, if you just want a fix, or I'm
not an over to get under person. You know what I mean?
Just be honest. But you actually like. But then there's a thin line because like the friend zoning aspect is you know if the opportunity came, I'm gonna what's the right word? I'm going to want to get that opportunity, right? But do you genuinely want to get to know me is the thing.
I think the friend zone has a time limit. Once you pass that time limit, they're almost in the forever friend zone because it's not a rom-com. This is real life. No one wrote the script here, unless you believe in someone in the sky. I think that person gave us choice and freedom to choose. So like when I think about the friend zone, like I think about because I don't have present experiences, I'll be discussing past experiences.
Hey, me too.
So the guy friends I made in college, for example, right? We would hang out on the weekends, like, and actually hang out, like group settings. And that's where I think it's like a safety zone. No one's gonna try and touch a butt or like make a move among friends, I'd hope, unless you're into that. And I'm not kink shaming. I'm just saying that it's not my era. That's not my energy. So I think that if you're in group settings and genuinely building a connection with that person within the group, like let's say you do board game night every Thursday, if you're into that, and you get to know them as a person, it's much easier to eventually have them or yourself make that transition. Like, because let's say you go to board game night for maybe this is an excess amount of time, but you take 3 months to be friends with someone, for example, and get to know them throughout various activities that are in group settings. Yes. At that point, I would take that and be like, hey, like I actually might be interested in getting to know you one-on-one. Do you want to go for a drink? Like, do you want to have a date with me? And at that point, they'd be like, I'm just cool playing board games on Thursdays, or be like, actually, yeah, I thought we were vibing, so why not? Because that way you're not too far into friendships, so you're like, I've seen too much. Yeah. But you're also just past the part of like, this person is a complete stranger.
And you're like, you know what? It's still, I think I want to get to, you know what? That's true. Or even when, and sometimes this is good, sometimes this is bad, is like if a friend like connects you with someone else.
Yeah.
But there's also that pressure that I can't fuck up because it's a referral, right? And
referral you're thinking of it in the business sense though.
No, not even business sense. It's I gave
I recommended.
Yeah, my friend is an awesome person. This person's an awesome person. Come true.
And that person already built the friendship.
Yeah. So you're like, damn, I can't fuck up. Because it will look bad on my friend. So that's a pressure.
It is a pressure. I've never been set up. I'm begging one of my closest guy friends to set me up because this guy knows everybody. I'm like, you can't tell me out of every time we go to like drinks or dinner or whatever, this man says hello to everyone in the restaurant. Like, he knows a lot of people. I'm like, you can't tell me in the millions of people you know, none of them are good enough for me.
like you know me.
Yeah, like come on, dude. Like you've known me for 6 years.
Maybe they're not good enough for you. So he's just like, nah.
Which is essentially what he's trying to tell me without telling me. I'm like, I can't go on friend dates with you anymore until you set me up. Like, he's an awesome guy. Like he is married, has a baby. Like we've known each other forever. Like he's one of my like super friend zone guys. And I'm like, bro.
I would hope.
Yeah, no, right? Oh yeah, that came out wrong. Classic Amanda.
I threw you under it.
Oh no, it's true. I'll do it to myself. If you didn't do it, I would have come eventually. So I'm glad you did it. All of my closest girlfriends know I do this often.
Oh man, like, no worries. And then
yeah, I was gonna say there could be that pressure, but it's almost like the friend that refers you would have to say like, but no pressure though. Like they would have to say it because I would feel pressure if they didn't say it.
I mean, they don't have to say it, but they're also like,
I think I need to hear it.
I'm like, don't.
Like, you need to tell me in my ear. that there's no pressure because I'm gonna forget.
No pressure.
Yeah. Okay, sick. Yeah.
But actually, I think they were like, hey, I connected y'all. Boom.
Good luck.
I'm out of it. Like,
Oh, okay.
carry on and stuff. But still, that's just me.
Mm.
That's just me. That's just the overthinking person in me, right? I'm like, if I mess up, then it looks bad on you.
Oh yeah. Because that's the thing too. Like you might not even mess it up. It might be them. Because at the end of the day, your friend only knows so much about that person. And you.
Exactly. But I'm okay with them messing up. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get mad. Because it's just me. I don't want to be the one that messes.
Oh my God.
Did I
Wait.
say too much on this?
No, I mean, anyone that's listening, this has become like
I know.
spill the tea sesh of of things I wish I knew about money.
Right?
Okay,
and
bring us
anyone
back.
that's listening, please don't take this to heart. Please don't. Please.
Or take it to heart and learn some things about what was discussed.
Exactly. But
And
then
address
also, because we always bring it
Reflect.
back to money and
Mhm.
all that good stuff. What are three things, or let's say two things that you would want in a relationship
Mm.
and incorporates with, I'll say, personal finance, not just money.
Girl,
Two
you just
things.
like that's like
I'll start.
Okay.
So, like,
Okay.
example, because you said it before,
Mm.
I want to build an empire.
Mhm.
So, like, obviously creating generational wealth, and then also just having, I mean, multiple businesses is cool, but multiple investments,
Mhm.
especially investment properties. I would totally love to do that with a partner and be like, I don't want to say, I don't know why I thought about Beyonce and Jay-Z, because I
I
don't
love
want
it.
like that. Because I love Riri. And by
Yeah.
the way, y'all, Riri is performing tomorrow. Yeah,
Are you
Sunday.
going? Are you
I'll
going?
be watching it. I'll be watching. Oh,
Oh, for the
I wouldn't
Super
even
Bowl.
yeah, I wouldn't
Oh
be here
wow.
if I was.
I was like, why is Rihanna in Toronto tomorrow? Like, oh
Oh,
duh,
she is in
Super Bowl.
Toronto.
It's a
Okay.
football thing. I don't
I know,
have
and
cable.
I wasn't watching the NFL for the longest time, but it's Rihanna.
Yeah.
So, and
I end up at Super Bowl parties because guy friends tell me they're cooking. I'm like, okay. Guy friends, like in a group setting, people. I just ranted about group settings. And
no,
this girl's like,
no, because when a guy cooks,
I don't know if
my
they're cooking.
gosh.
I think they're like girlfriends and wives are cooking. Usually that's what happens. And they're like, oh, I'm having a Super Bowl party. I know that's my voice of the
How
guy
they
friends
talk.
that host these parties is. They always
Don't
have the
worry.
same vibe. It's just like, oh, football, chicken wings, mozzarella sticks, no salad, only sliced up cucumbers.
Only
like,
meat.
Okay. Just meat. It's meat heavy and beer. And I'm like, this is just bloating central.
I want cider. But
yeah.
but yes.
Can I have cider and popcorn? That's not on the menu, Amanda. Okay.
I want to show my popcorn maker, but
Sorry,
yeah, like
distracting.
Generational wealth and investments. And I know it's gonna sound weird, like, because obviously if you dating someone for money, then you're kind of want to jump in when they already have things established. But I would love to grow or like build something else with them.
Yeah.
and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's my take. And what about yours?
So I guess like when it comes to love and money and what I'm looking for, besides the things I previously said and what you just reiterated, like I think it would be really important to know that we're both, this is gonna sound weird, but we're both not the smartest people in the room in terms of learning. Like I wouldn't, my struggles, let's say in my past relationship, is that I always wanted to learn something different, or like not like reading and researching all the time, but when I get an idea in my head, let's say my brain is like, I'm gonna start a business. I want that person to ask, what is it? How are we going to build it? How do, like, what is the next steps? Like, and I want to go through those next steps with that person, like that vibe of mentorship, or like, because I'm not the kind of, like, as much as I want
cheerleader.
Yeah, like a cheerleader, but also not just a cheerleader that also like wants to see you grow and like push you towards making those efforts. Because I've had the just cheerleader, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm not on the team anymore. I was like, what is happening? It's like, so I'm like, no cheerleaders, just like, I want the water guy, you know? I want the person throwing water at me and being like, look, I drafted the da-da-da. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to take that and make it better. Like, or work with you to build. And like, all of a sudden now I'm at assistant coach level. But like, but yeah,
I like that one. I like that one.
So like, I definitely want that. Just like, yeah, a space of mentorship, which kind of sounds like I want a sugar daddy, but like, I just want to be able to always grow and learn. And I think a lot of that too is like my future goals. Like, I personally, the struggle with being 30 and dating, or in your 30s and dating, if you don't want children, like your own biological children, it adds a level of issues. Like, not saying if they already had kids, I wouldn't take them into my life. Just saying, like, I've never saw myself doing that for me. I've always wanted to be the auntie. So that being able to meet someone or have a relationship with someone who literally wants to build an empire and then like live in Taiwan for 6 months and it won't be an issue is like very cool to me. Or
True.
You're right, being able to just have a business partner that I actually like.
Hey, it's that one's critical, because I know so many people, especially when you reach my age, people are like, Camille, so when are you gonna settle down and have a baby? I'm like, can you relax?
Yeah, it's risky. It's risky behavior. like
why are you guys all in on like
societal standards though? Because I see it happen with but I see it with my brother, right? Like, he found the love of his life. They got married. Within a year, people are like, when are you having a baby? So
I know, like, yo, get out of my business. Mind your business.
Yeah. And my brother, his dream was to be a dad. So he's like, I cannot wait to have a baby. And he is like the best dad. It makes me emotional about thinking how much of a dad he is right now. Like, his back hurts all the time. He's always building something. He loves cutting the grass. He is my age. We are both 31. He's my triplet. But when he had that nephew, like when he had his son, I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what my kid might look like. I don't need to know. Which is like, I'm being silly, but also there was a moment where I'm like, good, now I know.
But you know what the best part of being an auntie is? You still have that love.
Oh my
for
God,
your nephew.
I'm obsessed.
And he goes back to his dad.
Yeah.
Like I love my nephews and nieces and stuff. And I'm like, they get to go back. And every time.
Yeah. And my nephew is the complete opposite of me. He is exactly like my brother and his wife. Like, very introverted, very passive. He basically came into the world and was like, I don't know why I'm here, but I guess. Like, that's his entire vibe. That's his whole personality. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I have a video because like I love getting moments because no one else in my family takes pictures or videos like I do. Not in terms of style, but in terms of like just collecting memories.
They're important. Trust me.
So I went to pick him up from daycare one day. This is like mini story time. Went to pick him up from daycare. I was pumped. I had like our family dog, which is his dog now. Like, he's with me. I have the stroller. He's coming out of daycare. He opens the door and is dragging his backpack like he's seen many years of pain. And he just looks at me. And then he does this. And then walks to the stroller. And I'm looking at him like, the video is aggressive because it's like the 4 minutes I waited for him. He is 2. I need to clarify. He is 2 years old. He came out of that daycare, sighed like someone fired him that day. And the video is 5 minutes long of me getting excited, and like the view is from behind me, and I'm pumped and excited. The dog's like jumping around, whatever. He comes out, he's devastated. And I'm like, buddy, what happened? And he's like, tired. That's it. He's like, whoa, let me get you in the stroller and get you home. It's like, this man has seen things.
Wait till you're our age. That's what you have to tell him. Wait till you're our, if you are tired now.
The whole walk home, I'm like, I don't know what genetics, you have none of me in you. Nothing.
I'm only laughing because
I've never met a kid like this.
Right? No, my nephew has so much energy. So much energy.
Oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Like, he's 5 and him jumping up, and I like to like, oh, throw you in, like, again. I'm like,
yeah, yes. He created,
and problems. I did it with one, and then one time I did it with one arm. He's like, again. I was like, no. When
I was in college for child and youth work, that's one of the best things I took home. Just like, don't do something with a kid that you might have to repeat, especially if it's physical. And like watching my brother put my nephew on his shoulders all the time, walk him up the stairs. I'm like, that's gonna suck when he's 7.
That's
my brother's soft. My brother is soft, and he doesn't know how to set boundaries with the kid.
Oh no! Cute. But is now that a boundaries thing?
You gotta set a boundary with a kid. And again, relationships, you gotta set those boundaries.
Right? And Amanda, how can the folks find you and all that?
Oh my gosh.
If wait, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
If you want them to find you.
Listen, if anyone is interested in being my friend for about 3 months, getting to know each other, you can find me at but you can literally find me at Amanda Crystal. Crystal is spelled Kristal with an underscore at the end. I'm on Instagram, but I'm private. So like maybe not there, but you can try if you want to.
I'll
but
put
I'm
in the show notes.
this year I'm mostly focusing on TikTok and creating what I'm calling realistic lifestyle content. So if you want to see things that are relatable and some like life tips and tricks, that's where I'm at. Alternatively, if you're in the Ottawa area and you're looking for a pet sitter, oh yeah, I'm ready. I just started a small business. Nice. It's called Limitless Pet and Home Care. So limitlesspets.ca. And I can be your pet sitter. My book schedule, I'm booked all the way to July of this year. However, the dates are on the page and I update them often. So if you need me, I'm around.
That's what's up. That's amazing. Holy shit. And that means that just shows that you're very organized.
I'm doing a lot. I'm ready.
And I need to get that idea with the designated driver thing.
Yes, responsible choice. Check us out.
Responsible choice. We got to bring that to Toronto for sure.
Yeah. What's interesting is they have it in Grand Prairie, Alberta. It's not called Responsible Choice. Someone else started that business, and I haven't seen it in any other province. So if you're looking for a business idea and you're in a different province, maybe I shouldn't say this, but like send me a DM. No. But I think there's franchising opportunities if like, the business owner would be open to it for sure. Because it is a big deal. It
is, because especially people love to party and stuff and have a good time and sometimes have too many drinks, right? But that responsible drivers, I like that concept.
Yeah, and, it's very cool.
Is there anything else you want to say before we take off?
It was honestly just so nice to see you and chat with you. And I'm gonna say it because it's February. Happy Black History Month to anyone who is a part of the Black community. If you're not a part of the Black community, but you care about Black people, happy Black History Month to you too. And like support your local Black-owned businesses.
Exactly.
I know Toronto has them.
They're in here.
Buy a calendar.
Heck yeah.
Consider it like reparations.
Right? Oh shit. Is there anything you want to tell the folks before we head out?
I just like want you all to keep listening, and hopefully you want me back to give my opinions on other things.
I need to hear this sugar baby story. You might say it offline and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah. Nice to see y'all. Have a great day.
All right. And on But Andre's not here because he's celebrating his birthday month and all that good stuff.
Oh my God, Andre.
Yeah, that's all good. But don't worry, we always end off with his song and all that good stuff. Until
Awesome.
next time, folks.
Financial literacy, knowledge is a must. So link the flip boss, watch the result flash, and watch your life change and feel a better cause. You have a business or a plan and want to make it. Yeah, flip and floss, are the one to manifest it. Yeah, and if you want to better manage all your credit, call the boss. Flip and floss, no doubt, then we do it. Yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, boots up your knowledge for your minimal cost. Hey, yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, up your knowledge for your minimal cost.